Hi guys, I'm Piotr, this is Action Air Central, welcome to the video. In this one I will tell you how to start with Action Air, and I'll give you some tips how to get started, and in the second part I'll actually give you a top 10 list of gear that you will definitely need, actually 8 that you will definitely need and 2 bonus ones that will complete the top 10 list. So if you want to find out more, just stick around and I'll tell you all about it. Alright, so I think that the best advice I can give you for very beginners out there is to find other people to do Action Air with. So find a club, join, go to your local gun range, ask around, see if there's any IPSC shooters out there who can point you towards an Action Air group in your local area. You can look for them on Facebook, Reddit, YouTube, whatever, because usually they will be somehow tied to your local gun range. But this is very important for one particular reason. When you start out and you're fresh and you maybe shot some airsoft, and you want to get into Action Air, there are specific rules and safety rules in particular that you have to get familiar with, and other people will be the best ones to show you. When you start out, your technique will most likely be shit, so you definitely want someone to point out what mistakes you are making and get you up to speed on the fundamentals, and show you some practical exercises that you can maybe do on your own time in your backyard, or do some dry drills. But it's key that you don't learn how to shoot in the bad way, we're using bad techniques, because then you will train your muscles, you will get muscle memory, and it will be with flawed fundamentals, which is definitely not something good in the long term. So that is the key reason why you should look for some sort of group that you can train with, that will have at least one guy or girl that know their stuff and will teach you well on how to do that. So that's pretty much my number one advice. Of course, there are other benefits of getting into a group like that. You make friends. You'll be able to ask them to show you their guns. You will be able to, because I guarantee that at the beginning you will be struggling to find your perfect gun for the start. I'll get into that in a sec, but being in a group like that, you'll be able to ask people to show you their stuff, and it will be a good experience for you, and just to make it much easier for you to search for that perfect gun for the start. Of course they will share with you their experiences. Your whole learning curve will be much quicker if you are a part of that club. However, if you maybe live in a remote area, don't have access to that type of club, I'll definitely make videos covering hopefully every subject that's relevant to this. So maybe you'll learn something from me. I do encourage you to branch out though, and search for other sources as well. This is just one guy's opinion, like I said in the intro video. And so that would be a bonus of getting into a club is that you'll meet people that you'll be able to order online with, and make a group order from Hong Kong, and save on shipping. So that's kind of an added bonus. Okay, now getting into the gear. So obviously, like I said, safety is quite key in IPSC. And so number one item that you will definitely need, and that is even if you just want to visit a range and just look around, is going to be some kind of eye protection. So this can be any type of glasses basically, since realistically in Action Air nobody is shooting at you, but you do want to protect your eyes from all sorts of ricochets. BBs do ricochet, so that's definitely a must-have item for every practice that you do and every visit to the gun range. So eye protection, you don't have to go overboard, like get super ballistic rating on your eye protection, but it is important that you have it. The next critical item, of course, is a gun. So this is I'm going to make a separate video on this because it's it's a tough one. It's a tough question. There are different approaches that you can do. You can either go all out from the start if you're super confident that this is the sport that you are getting into, for sure, 100%. But you can just get by with a regular Glock or whatever gas blowback pistol that you can find and that you like. The rules of IPSC Action Air say that the slide has to move and there has to be a blowback mechanism, and that's pretty much it. It has to be gas powered, so either green gas or CO2. It doesn't matter which one, and that's pretty much it. And it has to shoot 6mm BBs, and that's what the rules say. So everything else is your personal preference. But on the subject of guns, I'll make another video. Moving on. You obviously need at least one mag. One mag is critical. Without it, you can't shoot. For your first practice, one mag is good enough. However, if you want to go into more advanced practices, you'll definitely want at least two mags so that you can do reloads. With one mag, obviously, you're never going to be able to reload. And if you are looking into going into competitions and stuff, then I would definitely recommend to have three mags. But yeah, one or two for the start is perfect. The next one is mag pouch. Mag pouch is quite important. You can use your pockets, but that's going to suck in the long term. So you definitely want a mag pouch. You don't have to go overboard at the beginning. You can just get by with a basic pouch. There are a few things to look out for. One is that you want a mag pouch that will keep the mag in securely, but will not, so that when you run it will not fall out, and at the same time you can access it easily. So this type of FMA mag is perfect for the beginning. It has slight adjustability. It has this tech lock type connector to your belt, or attachment, so it's nice because it stays at one place. So this is kind of what I would recommend for the start. You don't really want to go with pouches like this one that you might have from Airsoft, these open tops, because depending on the mag type that you use, it might fit, but it might be wiggly and it will definitely fall out. There is no retention here pretty much, and it's not really great to attach it to a belt. So I would not recommend these. However, if you maybe also have stuff from Airsoft like these pouches, that's fine. You can just open it up and either just cut this off or hide it inside and use it. This one will actually be better because it has some built-in retention. There's like a rubber here, so any type of pouch really, the key is to keep them consistently on your belt, but I'll get into that later. So the next item is your holster. This is an ideal because an Action Air holster or IPSC holster should not have this button. It should not have like a trigger guard that you have to release with your finger. But actually, for starters, if you have this from Airsoft, it should be fine. If you go with one like this to a competition, they might actually have a problem with it. But for just starting out, you don't have to go all out for like a race holster or things like that. It's fine if you have this type of holster. Obviously, you need to be able to secure this stuff to something, and you need a belt. Simple. I recommend for beginners to have just this normal nylon or cloth belt. Make sure it's wide enough for your other stuff to fit in here. For starters, I wouldn't go with like a leather belt because you might damage it with the tech locks and all those attachments that might leave a mark. Cloth belt is nice because those attachments are also they stick more firmly to the belt itself, and it's important that your gear is very secure on your belt. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last two absolutely necessary items are your propellant, so either green gas or CO2. And I'll get into the differences later, but you definitely need one of them for your gun. And you need BBs. My recommendation is to go with at least 0.25 gram BBs, as the heavier they are, the more reliable and accurate they tend to be. So heavier BBs, I myself shoot 0.3 BBs, but the 0.25 to 2.3 range is fairly standard. So that makes it 8. And the last two items that I would recommend that are definitely not must have but are handy is a speed loader. So you might have that from Airsoft. It's really nice to be able to quickly reload your high kappa mags, even if you're just putting in 18 BBs in there. Saves you some time and hassle with just having to put them in one by one. And the last item is a cleaning rod, because if you at the end of every stage, every practice session, you need to show clear, which means that that if a BB gets stuck in your hop up, you have to be able to remove it. And the best way to do it is with an unjamming rod or cleaning rod, and usually your range officers will have them, but it's good to have one yourself so you can do it every time and not ask for it the other people around you. So guys, that's it. That's the the list of 10 items that you need to have to start Airsoft, and some of the tips on how to actually get to it. Myself, just to give you an idea, I was shooting Airsoft, and then I basically decided that I want to utilize my handgun a bit more, so I started asking around on my Airsoft field, and some guys pointed me out to IPSC, and I started searching on YouTube, and one thing led to another. I found a contact, and I actually found out that there was a competition coming up at a local gun range. So I went there with my eye protection. I spent the entire day there talking to people, looking at how this operates and asking questions. And basically, the next Monday, I went to my first training, and it's really simple as that. So I definitely encourage you all to start looking into Action Air. All you people doing Airsoft, you probably have 75% of the gear that you need to start. So don't wait around, start. It's really awesome. You'll learn to shoot better. You'll have a lot of fun on the way, and you'll definitely meet a lot of nice people. And it's a great hobby. I can't say like good things enough about it. So yeah, hope this was useful for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.